Okay, next up on our alphabetical hit parade is O for On His Own, which pretty fairly describes Tom Petty's situation these days. The biggest musical event of the week out here in Los Angeles this week was a nationwide radio listening party in which I played a minor role as a moderator of sorts for Petty's first solo album, Full Moon Fever. It was held on the Starship Enterprise set out at Universal Studios, and it went like this. A whole bunch of people turned up for Tom Petty's listening party, and judging by the early reviews, Full Moon Fever seems likely to be Petty's next big hit.
It's worth listening to over and over again. It's great. It's a great album.
It's rock and roll at its best.
He is so hot. That's all I gotta say. He's so hot.
Petty never really wanted to do a solo album. He was just fooling around with his friend, producer Jeff Lynne, back in late 1987, and together they wrote and recorded 2 songs in just 2 days.
So I said, let's just do, these went pretty fast, let's just do some more and I'll call it the solo album. So that's how it happened, really.
Petty roped in Heartbreakers guitarist Mike Campbell and percussionist Phil Jones and completed 9 tracks over the next several months, but then got seriously sidetracked by the totally unexpected success of something called the Traveling Wilburys. After that, though, he tossed off 4 more tracks and his first solo album was complete. By now it included 1 song with George Harrison, the single I Won't Back Down. Unfortunately, drummer Phil Jones wasn't available when it came time to do a video for the tune, but Harrison had an idea.
We didn't have a drummer. And it was just the classic case of George saying, well, Ringo could do it, maybe, and we called him up, and he was, you know, he was free that day, and came down and hung around with the boys. It was great, really.
Full Moon Fever also contains a loving recreation of an old Byrds classic, Feel a Whole Lot Better.
We just recorded it, and did an absolutely shameless, shamelessly faithful version of it, you know. It's just no excuse, really, for behavior like that.
In short, Full Moon Fever is a very eclectic mix of music.
I think it sounds different, more like the Traveling Wilburys than with the Heartbreakers. Sounds more like Bob Dylan style.
Well, it's my solo album. I can do anything I want.
And what about the Heartbreakers, you ask? With Petty releasing a solo LP, is his band now history? No way. They're already working on their next album together, and according to Tom, enjoying it more than ever.
Real gung-ho. Real nice to see you again. We're not breaking up, man. I still like you, Howie.
Petty's Full Moon Fever album arrives in record stores on Monday, and he will be going out on tour this summer with the Heartbreakers. Okay.